It's not a moral failing. This is not a bad person. This is a sick person, somebody who is desperate because they're stuck in this cycle, and they go through withdrawal, and withdrawal is a very compelling syndrome to make people to do what appears to be crazy things, but all they simply want to do is to avoid feeling sick. So that is another thing to accept. The next part is to have a sit down when the person is not going through withdrawal, when they're feeling comfortable, also when they're not high, but when they're approachable and comfortable and they appear to be having at their normal faculties, and to explore what they want to do, because most of the time they realize what they're doing is wrong, but they just can't get help. They're just stuck. So seeing if they want to get some help, and at that point to now explore the options. Speaking with your family physician is the first step, but not all family physicians are equipped to deal with this special form of mental illness. So maybe getting referred to an addiction specialist, whether it's an addictionist who's a medical doctor, or even to a drug treatment counselor. They're much more easy to find, less expensive, but very well rehearsed for the most part, and experienced, and can help coach you through this. So getting help from a specialist, first of all, to make sure that if you are going to abstain, that there's no medical problems that could be produced by abstinence. For example, with alcohol, suddenly stopping alcohol can be very dangerous. So this person needs to get on a bridging medication. So once they've seen the medical specialist and referred on for more treatment, now at this point, when a person is going to abstain, they need to decide if they're going to do this at home, which has got a lower likelihood of success, or are they going to do this at a detox center, or do they even need detox, or should this be at a rehab? Should they be inpatient rehab or outpatient rehab? This is a very complicated algorithm here, and that's why it's important to speak to a drug treatment counselor in the community about that. They can help guide you. There's also the decision of publicly funded versus privately funded. Most medical insurance plans will cover the costs associated with substance use disorder and the treatment thereof. From the user standpoint, to get help for themselves, they need to realize they need to be bluntly honest, vigorously honest, to stop the lies and the deception, to accept that that's part of the addiction, and just to try to get over that and explain to family or their loved ones when they're going through a difficult time, if they're feeling urges, what they're doing about that, when they're having cravings, or how long are they entertaining these ideas. It's important to open up communication. That is essential to a good likely possibility of having an enduring recovery, is to learn new skills to be open and honest and express themselves to what they're going through and stop hiding things. So addiction is a illness of isolation, whereas recovery is all about being connected with others. And this is what's important. By being connected with others, it's not just in the community with them, but expressing myself. So taking on that concept of rigorous honesty, it's very important. And then getting help, whether it's in the community or inpatient rehab, that can be decided. But more importantly, to be involved in the community. A person cannot continue to be isolated. That's what happens during the development of a worsening addiction, is the isolation. They need to get out of that. So being involved in 12-step meetings, other peer self-help groups, Rational Recovery, Smart Recovery, there's other ones out there. The idea is to be with like-minded people who are going through similar illnesses and similar tough times, and to talk about it. It's as simple as that. When I talk about my problems, it makes it easier for me to understand, and it also eliminates the emotional drama that's going on in my head when I'm thinking about it. So that's why speaking is a very helpful tool. Also, to improve the chances of somebody's recovery is to get re-involved with the things they once enjoyed, recreational activities, sport activities, going to the movies, entertainment things, going out for dinner, getting involved again with community. Volunteering activities is good. The 12th step of a 12-step program is about helping others who are also going through problems with addiction. So all of the above can certainly help somebody improve their chances of a long-term recovery. So to summarize, advice to help somebody with a long-term addiction is to try to better understand what they're going through, that it is a medical illness. It's not just in their head. There is a mental component to it, but there's also a physiological illness. To accept that, not judge them or hold them as morally inferior. It's important to seek help from a medical professional, then onto a drug treatment counselor to figure out where you want to go, what kind of algorithm in the pathway you want to go, whether it's inpatient or outpatient treatment, detox, rehab, outpatient, all that stuff needs to be decided. And then finally engaging in the long-term activities, the tools needed to ensure a long-term and happy and healthy recovery.